Ball rolling. We're gonna get on our second comedian of the second half. Again, this is someone who's been doing it, well, never. They're doing their first ever time, which is really fucking cool. It takes lots of guts and whatnot, so I want you guys to be really supportive and start a big applause. And welcome to the stage with a lot of love, Lara!
Hi guys, my name is Lara Ricote, just for reference, and I know what you guys are thinking, where are this little boy's parents? Tonight. They weren't able to make it. I'm actually from Mexico, which is a bit far away, and people are different there, different than here. They're a lot shorter. I'm of the shorter people here, and it's really not so bad living in a tall country with being this size. I can basically almost always see the top part of my forehead in your bathroom mirrors. And I have had eye boogers since I landed in Amsterdam, but I just can't check. I just can't tell if they're there. But yeah, it's not so bad. The other day something shitty did happen to me. I was walking in university and I was eating an apple, and I go into the elevator, and there was like this average-sized Dutch girl, and she had like hay fever or some shit, and she sneezes all over my apple. And it wasn't even her fault, because I was clearly in her sneezing area. And I figured if I was tall, I'd probably still be eating that apple. I would have brought it here, I would have shared it with you guys. But not the case. People are tall though, and the Dutch still feel the need to put their height on their Tinder profile, like 192. And we know, because we're on the app, but we're also here in real life, so like, and we read the World Forum, and we know that you're the tallest after the Danish. But I did read, The Economist put out that 1 out of 3 marriages in the US start from Tinder profiles. Not Tinder profiles, from Tinder in general. And so I got myself a Tinder profile. And I went on my first Tinder date like 6 months ago. And I was on my way over there, I was bike riding, and I was FaceTiming with my family, because that's the type of person that I am, who FaceTimes with their family on the way to her Tinder date. And I'm talking to them. We have this great app with like 5 of us in one. And my dad, he turns around and he asks in Spanish, he's like, if this app is safe, it's like the thing that I'm doing is safe, like going to meet a random guy at a bar. And my mom, she turns to him, she's like, "Ay, Kiko!" My mom's super Mexican. She's like, "Ay, Kiko, Tingle is super safe. Everyone uses the Tingle, Kiko." And she's like, "Lara, tell your dad that Tingle is super safe." And I'm like, "Hey, Papa, Tingle, everyone uses 1 out of 3 marriages in the US. And so I'm getting to my Tingle date, and I'm tying my bike up. And I'm like, "All right, guys, I'll talk to you later." And they're like, "Wait, Lara, leave us." And I'm like, "What? I'm not gonna fucking leave you." Like I'm gonna show up to my date. "Hi, nice to meet you. Like, this is my family. My 2 sisters." "Oh, you can't hear. Wait." Obviously, I'm not gonna fucking do that. So I just left them in my pocket, and they thought he was great. They cracked up. He laughed at all my jokes. But Tingle, that's my mom's English. She's been living in the US for 20 years, and her English resembles that of a 6-year-old boy from a remote village in Oman who has never ever heard an English speaker ever. No, I'm kidding, it's not so bad. It's kind of like he has a TV, but it could be German, could be French. It could also be like a neighboring dialect from the town. But she's really funny, so it makes up for it. Like, it doesn't really matter that she can't speak English. And she came to drop me off here when I moved here, and she was super keen on going to the coffee shops and everything. In Mexico, we don't have it or whatever. And so she goes and she's like, "Uno de each, por favor." She told the guy, like, "Uno de each." And I'm like, "Oh, we're having one of each." And she's like, "Hi, Lara. You have to try every strand." She doesn't know English, but she knows the word strand. She's like, "You have to try every strand. How are you gonna know how it affects you before the party?" Not even my mom's accent. I don't know what I just made up. She's like, "How are you gonna know?" And I was like, oh, okay, that's my mom. Like she's a pothead. And I didn't know before we came here. But she's super great and comes from like a really, really humongous family. We're like 300 Mexican cousins. Like when we have family reunions, we wear like color-coded shirts with our last names on them, so everyone knows who belongs to. And that's super real. She's one of 5, and they're all really, really nuts. And the oldest one, she's like read tarot cards for a living. And the one after that, she's insanely Catholic, like next level Catholic. Like she'll come over the house and she'll leave, and then you open your book the next day and you have like St. Francis of Achilles, like. And you're like walking to school and like you feel something in your shoe and you pull it out, it's like a little St. John the Baptist. Like, and she's like, she lives in the U.S. as well, so she's caught on to some trends. And the latest one is like the Christmas card. Do you guys know how people do that in the U.S.? They like send pictures of their family like running on the beach, like white shirts. And like something like that. She last year, her Christmas card, it was of her and her 2 adolescent children, and she's Mary. They're reenacting Jesus' birth. She's Mary. She's like looking down at this little plastic baby Jesus, and her son is Joseph, her husband, like white turban, medieval looking stick, like just looking down at the Jesus, and her daughter is like the overarching angel, like. And I'm thinking that my aunt, she came up with this idea, right? And she's like, that's a good idea, Christmas card, yep, definitely gonna do that. She calls up a photographer, like rents out a studio for a day, goes out, buys the wings, buys the baby Jesus, the whole manger set, and then she drives there, her 2 adolescent kids in the car, everyone's good with the plan, they're on the way there. They get there, they put on the whole thing, they do the whole thing. They take the photo. She gets it on a little USB disc. She goes out to the store. She prints out like 100 of them. Sends them to everyone she knows. She's like, Feliz Navidad. To the whole of the world, basically everyone she knew. And in no moment during that time was she like, wait a minute, is this weird? Should I maybe not do this? No, at all. She was just like, this is what I'm doing today. Merry Christmas, everyone. That's my set. Thank you so much.